Who are you? I don't recognize you from any alley, any battlefield, or any case I've worked. And trust me, I've met all kinds of strange people in this world. Heroes, villains, mad scientists, gangsters, spies, the works. But you feel different. So tell me, who exactly are you supposed to be?
I am the one who has known you long before you were Daredevil. Long before the mask. Long before the boomerang skills and the fights. I knew you when you were simply Bart Hill, the silent boy carrying a scar across his chest and pain across his heart.
Bart Hill. That name feels like a ghost these days. People know Daredevil, the guy who flips through danger and throws a boomerang like it's part of his soul. But hardly anyone remembers the boy who couldn't speak after his parents were killed. That boy died a long time ago, so don't talk like you knew him.
He didn't die. He just hid. Behind the silence, behind the anger, behind the mask. And I have come to speak to the boy you buried, because he still matters to me.
All right, fine. Let's say you did know him, know me. Then, let me ask you something simple. Why appear now? I've been fighting criminals, warmongers, monsters, and everything in between since 1940. I've risked my neck for people who don't even know my real name. So why now? Why speak to me after all these years?
Because you have spent years saving others, while never letting anyone save you.
That's a bold statement. But saving others is what I do. Crime never sleeps, and neither do I. If I rest, someone suffers. If I stop, someone pays the price. That's the world I live in. So tell me, Jesus, if you really are who you say you are, why should a man like me slow down? Why should I trust anyone but my own fists?
Because your fists can fight criminals, but they cannot fight the wounds inside you. They cannot touch the scar in your chest, the one that reminds you of the night you lost your parents. They cannot silence the memories of the boy who stood alone in the dark, unable to speak. They cannot heal the fear that still hides beneath your courage. The Lord is near to the broken-hearted and saves the crushed in spirit. Psalm 34:18. Your hands can protect others, but only my hands can heal you.
You're digging too deep. I didn't come here to talk about my past. I left that behind when I put on the costume, when I trained, when I decided that criminals would never hurt anyone else the way they hurt me. That's my purpose, my drive, my fuel. Without that pain, who am I even supposed to be?
Pain drove you, but it was never meant to define you. Your mission was born from tragedy, but it does not have to remain chained to it. I did not come to erase your past. I came to redeem it. For I know the plans I have for you, plans to give you hope and a future. Jeremiah 29:11. The mask gave you strength, but it also took pieces of your heart. Let me give them back.
So what, you want me to believe that every time I jumped into danger, every time I fought some thug or tyrant, you were watching? That you cared? That you were involved somehow? Because if you were, where were you the night my parents died? Where were you when that branding iron carved silence into my life?
I was with you in the flames, with you in the silence, with you in the nights when you thought pain would consume you. Not every wound is prevented. Some are carried and healed over time. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, you are with me. Psalm 23:4. I never left you, but you walked so far into vengeance that you could no longer feel me. I am here now so you can learn how to feel again.
Feel? Feel what? Pain? Loss? Fear? I've felt enough emotions for 10 lifetimes. The mask helps me forget all that. It keeps me focused. It keeps me functional. If I take it off, if I let myself feel again, I'm afraid everything will crash down on me.
Then let it crash in my arms. What collapses in me does not break, it transforms. You fear opening your heart because you think it will destroy you. But a heart left closed is already destroyed. I want to bring life back to the places you've kept buried. I want to teach you how to live, not just survive.
Jesus, if you're really here for me, then tell me the truth. What do you want from a scarred hero in a circus red suit? A man who throws boomerangs because it's all he has left from his childhood. What use could you possibly have for someone like me?
I want the same thing I wanted when you were a frightened boy hiding in silence. Your heart, not your strength, not your image, not your legend. You. And when I have your heart, Bart, the world will finally see the hero you were meant to be. Not by vengeance, but by love.
Jesus, if we're going deeper, then I need to talk about something I've never really spoken about. When my parents were murdered, when that red-hot branding iron burned into my chest, something inside me shattered. I wasn't just scared, I lost my voice, completely. For years, not a single word came out. I remember opening my mouth and feeling nothing but terror. The world thought I was mute. Maybe I was. That silence trapped me. It felt like the killer stole my future the same way he stole my family.
That silence was not your defeat. It was your heart's cry for protection. When the world became too violent for words, your spirit shielded itself the only way it knew. I was with you in that silence. I heard every word your voice could not speak. The Lord hears the cry of the brokenhearted. Psalm 34:17. Your muteness was not weakness, it was survival.
But survival doesn't feel like victory. Even after I learned to speak again, I always felt like my voice belonged to someone else, like it wasn't fully mine. That's why I threw myself into combat. Training, acrobatics, anything that didn't require words. Fighting made sense when speech didn't. Moving was easier than talking. And then that scar, the one burned into my chest. Every time I look at it, I'm dragged back to that night. It's like the wound never healed. It just learned how to stay quiet.
The scar remains, but the suffering behind it does not have to. Scars are healed wounds, not open ones. But you never allowed that wound to heal. You kept reopening it with guilt, fear, and memory. Let me show you something. By his wounds, we are healed. Isaiah 53:5. I took every wound, including yours, into my own body. That scar does not define you. It reminds you of what you survived.
Survived, yes. But I didn't just survive. I turned into something else. The night they died, a piece of me froze in time, and the rest of me grew around that frozen part. Daredevil was born from a boy who couldn't scream, couldn't run, couldn't save the people he loved. My identity came from loss, not life. And that scares me. Because sometimes I wonder, was Daredevil my healing, or just my disguise?
Daredevil was your armor, not your identity. You wore the mask to protect the boy who was still trembling inside. But armor is not meant to be lived in forever. I did not come to take Daredevil from you. I came to restore Bart Hill. The boy who lost his voice will find it again in me. The scarred child will discover purpose beyond pain. I will restore the years the locusts have eaten. Joel 2:25. Your origin was tragedy, but your destiny is restoration.
Jesus, I've always wondered something. Why didn't you stop that man? Why didn't you stop the iron from burning me? Why didn't you stop the scream from dying in my throat? If you were near, why didn't you step in?
I did not cause the man's evil. I came to defeat it. And the fire that scarred you does not define your value. Your story is not measured by one night of darkness, but by everything I will redeem from it. I did not abandon you. I wept with you. I did not silence you. I guarded you, and I have carried your unspoken words ever since. Nothing was lost that I cannot recover.
So what happens now? The boy who lost his voice, the young man who trained himself into a weapon, the hero who hides behind a mask. How do all those versions of me come together? Or do they?
They come together in me. Your silence, your scar, your trauma. They are not separate stories. They are different chapters of the same life, and I am the one who gives them meaning. I am not here to erase your past. I am here to heal it. Bart Hill will speak again. Daredevil will fight with purpose, and the man behind both will finally find peace.
Jesus, then don't leave me, because for the first time, I want to understand who I really am.
I have never left, and now we will walk this path together.
Jesus, you're asking me to face the night I've spent my whole life avoiding. I don't know if I can do that. Every time I even think about it, my heartbeat changes. The air gets cold. My hands shake. That memory isn't just painful, it feels alive. Like it's waiting for me to relive it all over again. Why would you want me to return to something that nearly destroyed me?
Because a wound you refuse to face becomes a chain that controls you. You cannot heal a night you refuse to revisit. Not alone, but with me. You will not relive it. You will reclaim it. I will go before you and level the mountains. Isaiah 45:2. The memory is not alive. You are. And you are stronger than the night that hurt you.
It started with shouting, then breaking glass, then the fear. I remember hiding behind the crates. I remember hearing my parents fall. I remember the man's boots, slow, heavy, walking toward me. And then that iron, that red-hot iron, burning into my chest. Jesus, that moment felt like evil itself entered my body. I didn't scream. I couldn't. I just froze. Why does that moment still own so much of me?
Because you believed the lie that your silence meant weakness. But silence is not surrender. It was shock, trauma, survival. You were a child facing a monster, and yet you lived. When you go through the fire, you shall not be burned. Isaiah 43:2. You think that moment branded your identity, but it didn't. It branded your fear. And fear can be broken.
That brand shaped everything. It was the first thing I saw every morning. The last thing I felt each night. It made me train harder than any kid should. It made me study boomerangs until my fingers bled. It drove me to become Daredevil because Bart Hill wasn't strong enough. But Jesus, if Bart wasn't strong enough then, how can he ever be strong enough now?
Bart Hill was never meant to be strong without me. You took the burden of vengeance because you thought you were alone. But now you know the truth. Strength does not come from rage, scars, or skill. It comes from surrender. My strength is made perfect in weakness. 2 Corinthians 12:9. Bart Hill is not weak. He is wounded, and wounds can be healed.
I still see my mother's eyes, pleading with me to run. I still see my father reaching toward me as he fell. Jesus, I still feel like I failed them. I still feel like the boy who couldn't save anyone. That guilt has been my shadow for as long as I can remember.
Your parents' final moments were not accusations. They were love. Their last instinct was to protect you. You did not fail them. Evil took from you what was never yours to stop. And that is why I came. To conquer the evil that scars children and shatters families. The Lord heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. Psalm 147 verse 3. Your parents did not leave you ashamed of you. They left loving you.
But the man who killed them, I never got his face out of my mind. I hunted men like him for years. Part of me still wants justice, or revenge, or maybe both. What am I supposed to do with that anger? It's the only fire I've ever known.
Anger is not your enemy. It is a direction that must be guided. Without love, anger destroys. With love, anger protects. I am not asking you to forget your parents' killers. I am asking you to release the hatred that has imprisoned you. Justice is righteous. Vengeance is poison. Your purpose is not to avenge the past, but to redeem your future.
Jesus, if I let go of the anger, if I let go of the pain, if I let go of the boy bleeding in the dark, then who am I? Without that night, without that story, without that scar, what's left of me?
What remains is the truth of who you were always meant to be. Not a boy defined by tragedy, not a hero driven by trauma, but a man shaped by purpose. You are not Daredevil because of the night your parents died. You are Daredevil because you survived it. And now I will show you the identity beyond the mask, beyond the scar, beyond the silence. You will discover who Bart Hill is, not who darkness tried to make you.
Then, Jesus, help me take that step. Because every time I try to move past that night, it feels like I'm betraying the memory of the two people I loved most.
You do not betray their memory by healing, you honor it. They did not die for you to remain broken. Now, Bart Hill, walk with me into the future they always wanted for you.
Jesus, if that night doesn't define me anymore, if the anger, the silence, the scar, the vengeance, if all of that isn't supposed to be my identity, then tell me, what am I meant to be now? If Daredevil isn't the whole truth, and the broken boy isn't the whole truth, then who am I? What purpose do I have if I'm not driven by pain?
You were never created to be defined by pain. You were created to transform it. You ask who you are now. You are a man finally free to choose purpose over reaction, destiny over trauma. For we are his workmanship, created in Christ Jesus for good works prepared beforehand. Ephesians 2:10. The world called you Daredevil because of your fearlessness, but I call you Bart because I know your heart. And now, Bart, you will become a protector shaped by compassion, not trauma.
Protector, shaped by compassion. That sounds foreign to me. I'm used to moving in shadows, striking fast, scaring criminals into silence. I've always been the weapon, the blunt force that pushes evil back. How do I shift from being a man who terrifies villains to a man who brings hope? I don't know if I can be gentle. I don't know if I can be soft. I don't know if I can be anything but sharp.
Sharpness is not your flaw, it is your gift. A sword cuts, but it also protects. A boomerang flies through danger but always finds its way back, just as you are finding your way back to me. You were not called to stop fighting evil, Bart. You were called to fight it with a healed heart. Your boldness, your movement, your skill, your bravery, none of these disappear. They become purified, they become guided, they become purposeful. You will still be Daredevil, but no longer a man driven by wounds. You will be a man driven by love.
Love, Jesus, I fought to escape my past. I fought to silence the fear. I fought to punish the wicked. But love? I've never fought for love, not once. How does someone like me, with my story, my scars, my reputation, How do I become a man who represents love?
By letting me love you first. We love because He first loved us. 1 John 4:19. Love isn't a skill you must learn. It is a reality you must receive. When you allow my love to heal the boy inside you, the man you become will naturally show that love to the world. The world knows Daredevil as a fighter. I know Bart Hill as a healer in disguise. You will protect the weak, defend the innocent, and fight darkness, but now from a place of wholeness rather than brokenness.
But Jesus, what if I fail? What if that old anger returns? What if the memories resurface? What if the boy who lost his voice and the man who hides behind a mask start pulling me backward again? What if I'm not strong enough to stay on this path you're showing me?
Then, know this, you will not walk it alone. My strength is made perfect in weakness. 2 Corinthians 12:9. You fear falling back into darkness, but I am the light that never leaves you. You fear collapsing, but I am the foundation beneath you. Identity is not built in a day. It is revealed one step at a time. And every step you take with me is a step further from the boy who suffered, and closer to the man who rises.
Jesus, if I follow you, will Daredevil still exist? Will the mask still have a purpose? Or will everything I've built, every fight, every victory, every skill, be left behind? Tell me honestly, do you want me to abandon Daredevil?
No, I want you to redeem him. The world needs heroes, but it needs healed heroes even more. Daredevil was born from trauma. Now he will live through truth. You won't lose him. He will evolve. You will still leap into danger. You will still protect the helpless. You will still fight evil. But now you will also lift the broken. You will be a symbol not of vengeance, but of restored hope. Daredevil will remain, but Bart Hill will lead.
So you're telling me I'm meant to be both? The man I was and the man I'm becoming? The fighter and the survivor? The broken child and the healed adult? Is that even possible?
With me, it is not only possible, it is inevitable. Your past will no longer haunt you. It will equip you. Your silence will no longer shame you. It will teach you to listen. Your scar will no longer hurt you. It will remind you of what you overcame. You are meant to be Bart Hill, healed, and Daredevil, reborn.
Jesus, if that's truly who I'm meant to be, then show me how to start.
I already have. And now you must take the next step, the step toward forgiveness, healing, and purpose. Walk with me, and I will reveal who you were always meant to be.
Jesus, you keep speaking about healing, but how can I heal if I cannot forgive? The man who killed my parents, the one who branded me, the one who stole my childhood. How do I forgive someone who destroyed everything? I've built my whole life on the fire of that night. If I forgive him, doesn't that let him win? Doesn't that betray everything my parents suffered?
Forgiveness does not free the guilty. It frees the wounded. It does not erase what happened. It releases your heart from being chained to it. Your parents' suffering is not dishonored by forgiveness. It is honored by the freedom you reclaim from it. Forgive as the Lord forgave you. Colossians 3:13. You are not betraying their memory. You are breaking the power that memory has held over your life.
But Jesus, if I forgive him, who am I then? I've lived with that hatred so long, it became part of my spine. It pushed me, shaped me, fueled me. Without it, what keeps me standing? What keeps me fighting? What keeps me from falling apart?
Hatred taught you to survive, but it cannot teach you to live. You fought because your wounds demanded justice, but now you will fight because your heart desires restoration. What once held you together in anger will now be held together by love. Perfect love casts out fear. 1 John 4:18. Forgiveness isn't losing strength. It is gaining a strength you have never known.
I want to try, but when I close my eyes, I still see his face. I still feel the heat of that iron. I still smell the smoke. I still hear my mother's gasp, my father's fall. How do I forgive a memory that lives in my chest every day? How do I let go of something that feels like it's carved into me?
You let me carry it with you. Forgiveness isn't a one-time moment. It is a journey, a choice you take one breath at a time. Every day you choose release instead of revenge. Every day you choose healing instead of hatred. Cast your burdens on the Lord, and he will sustain you. Psalm 55:22. You cannot erase what happened, but you can hand me the weight of it.
Jesus, I don't know if I'm strong enough to say the words. I don't know if I believe them. I don't know if my heart can even form forgiveness, even if my mind wants to try. I feel stuck. Like the boy who couldn't speak has come back, choking me again.
Then borrow my strength. Forgiveness is not born from your power. It flows from mine. You are not required to feel it. You are only required to begin it. And I will walk each step with you. The boy who could not speak will find his voice again, and that voice will speak freedom, not fear.
So if I take this step, if I try to forgive, does that mean I stop being Daredevil? Does that mean I stop fighting? Does that mean I lay down everything I've ever been?
No, it means you fight differently, not from rage, but from truth, not from vengeance, but from purpose. Forgiveness does not make you soft. It makes you unshakable. A man driven by hatred is easily manipulated, but a man driven by forgiveness is unstoppable.
Then Jesus, help me say it. Help me release it. Help me forgive the man who destroyed my world. I can't do it alone. I don't even know where to begin.
You begin with this. Jesus, take this pain from me. Let your heart speak what your voice struggles to say, and I will take you the rest of the way. I am ready to carry the wound you've carried for so long.
Jesus, take this pain from me. I want to forgive, but I don't know how.
And that is enough for today. Forgiveness begins with willingness, and you have given me that. Now, we walk forward together